Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this month we're going to be doing a series of Morning Hypopressives Minis. So some little flows with 22 vacuums in each flow, which is going to be perfect for your morning practice, keeping things relatively simple. If you're a complete beginner, have a little look in the description because there's some ways we can help you there. And if you're all good with the hypopressives breathwork and don't have any contraindications, you can get going with me now. So we're going to start off with the ball in between our knees if you've got one. If you don't have a ball, just leave that out there. Feet are going to be hip distance apart. You're going to soften the knees there. Check that your pelvis is in neutral. You're going to lengthen through the top of the head with your ribs stacked over your pelvis there. We're going to bring our hands into first position. Stretch the toes out and relax them, and then bring your balance point towards the balls of the feet there, really nice and tall. So inhale, softening on the ball. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, soften on the ball. Exhale, squeeze. One more breath. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep squeezing on the ball. Keep lengthening through the top of the head. Shoulders are down. Feel that spread between the shoulder blades at the back. And then we're going to inhale here, soften. Exhale, squeezing on the ball, bringing your arms into second position. Palms ahead, elbows out. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more breath here. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeezing on the ball. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So make sure your chin is back. Lengthening through the top of the head there. Always looking to create that length all the way through from the heels to the top of the head and through the waist. And then when you're ready to take a breath in here, we're going to inhale, soften on the ball. Exhale, squeeze. Arms floating up into third position. Careful not to arch your back. Shoulders are down. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more breath here. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeezing on the ball. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs there. So keep your shoulders down. And again, just feel that almost spread between the shoulder blades at the back. Feel that length through the waist. Eyes are still ahead. Chin is back. And then we're going to inhale here. Bring the arms down. We're going to come into diver position. Pop the ball to one side here. So feet hip distance apart. Stretch your toes out and relax them. Soften the knees there. And then we're going to hip hinge forwards into this position with the hands at the top of the legs there. Bring your balance point a tiny bit towards the balls of the feet there. Eye line slightly down there. Inhale. Exhale and lengthen. Breathing into the sides and into your back. And exhale. And then we're going to do one more breath here. Nice, slow exhale. Gonna hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs here. So think about keeping lengthening through your torso there, lengthening through the waist. Shoulders are down again, feeling that spread between the shoulder blades at the back, keeping the balance point forwards there. And then when you're ready, we're gonna inhale here. Exhale, curling your head over an imaginary ball, looking towards your belly button. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Nice, slow exhale. Gonna hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs here. Make sure you've kept your chin away from the chest there. Make sure you haven't curled anything other than just your head there. Looking towards your belly button, and then we're going to inhale here. On the exhale, curl the top part of your back just a little bit there. It's a really small movement. Inhale. And exhale. And then one more. Exhale. You're going to hold your breath, pause. Slowly stretch your ribs. Make sure, even though you've curled over the top part of your back, that your shoulders are nicely positioned sort of back. So again, you're feeling spread between the shoulder blades at the back. Make sure you haven't scrunched your toes in that little lean forwards. And then again, inhale here. Exhale, hands just above your knees. Imagine that you've rolled all the way over a big ball, looking up towards your belly button. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep looking up towards your belly button there. Feeling that lovely sense of curve and length through the spine there. Shoulders are back as well. Should feel really lovely through your back. And then we're going to inhale here when you're ready. Drop the knees down. We're going to come onto the floor into quadruped position, either with the fingertips towards each other, or you can have the fingertips forwards, or you can make fists. Any of those are fine. You've got your pelvis over your knees there. Toes are tucked under. Make sure that you haven't sort of dropped the lower back there, so nice neutral pelvis position. Eye line and face are just straight towards the floor there. We're going to come into some leg extensions here. So inhale, exhale and lengthen. Breathing all the way through your rib cage. And exhale. And then one more here. Exhale, hold your breath, stretch your ribs. So when you've got your breath hold and rib stretch, we're going to slide the right leg out, careful to keep the pelvis where it was. Toes are on the floor there, elbows out. Make sure you're still lengthening all the way through the vacuum there. And then we're going to inhale here. Exhale, bring that leg back in, keeping as still as possible through your back and pelvis there. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to do one more breath here. Nice slow exhale. And then you're going to hold your breath, stretch your ribs. So we're going to extend on the other side, so left leg this time. Toe running all the way along the floor. Lengthen through the spine there, elbows out. Careful you haven't dropped your head down. Keep nice and still there. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale and exhale. Lovely, staying here. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to do one more breath here. Nice slow exhale. Hold your breath, stretch your ribs. So back on the right side, so sliding that right leg all the way out, keeping as still as possible. And we're just going to lift that leg so it's parallel to the floor there. Feel that length all the way through the spine. Super. And then inhale, exhale, bring that leg down and slide that leg in. We're going to repeat on the other side. Inhale and exhale. And then one more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So sliding the left leg out all the way, toes are on the floor, keeping really nice and still through your torso. Just lift that leg so it's parallel to the floor, lengthening through the spine. Hold the vacuum for as long as feels comfortable there. And then we're going to inhale and exhale, bring that leg back in there, and we're going to just slowly come round here. And we're going to do legs extended position, so do grab a block to sit on if you need to. You basically want to be really nice and upright, and you don't want to be sliding or rolling sort of into your pelvis there. So nice and tall, ball between the knees if you've got one. Hands in first position, shoulders down, nice and open through the front of the chest there. Inhale, softening on the ball. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, soften on the ball. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more here. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Make sure your chin is back. You're going to hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep squeezing on the ball there. Keep lengthening through the waist. Toes are tucked up there. Lovely. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale here. And exhale. Arms are coming into second position. Nice and tall. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more here. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeezing on the ball. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep squeezing on the ball. Keep lengthening. Keep nice and tall. Eyes ahead. And then we're going to inhale here, soften. Exhale, squeezing on the ball. Arms are coming up into third. Careful not to arch your back. Shoulders are down. Lovely. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more here. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep lengthening. Eyes ahead, shoulders are down. Spread between the shoulder blades at the back. And then inhale when you're ready. Exhale, bring your arms down. Pop the ball to the side again. So we're going to come down into bridge position. For this position, you don't want to have your feet too far ahead. So when you come up into bridge, you do want to have your knees pretty much over your ankles there. We're going to have the arms pressing into the floor. Eyes towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. Inhale and exhale. And then we're going to do one more breath here. Nice slow exhale. Just going to hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So we're going to tip up. Draw up through the knees. We're going to bring the arms up nice and slowly all the way to the top. Keep that rib stretch. You want to just gently stretch the ribs again just to make sure you're nice and open through the rib cage. Hold that there for as long as is comfortable. Super. And then we're going to inhale. And exhale, arms coming down, slowly lowering down. So this time we're going to do a moving bridge. So we're going to inhale, tipping up, drawing forwards with the knees. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, tipping up, drawing forwards with the knees. Exhale, coming down. And then one more here. So inhale, tipping up, drawing forwards with the knees. Exhale, coming down. Going to hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. We're going to tip up, draw forwards with the knees there. And then bring the arms up all the way towards the top here, reaching towards your fingertips. Shoulders into the ground. If you can't come this far, just have your arms a little bit higher. Checking in with the vacuum there. And then we're going to inhale. And exhale. Arms come down. Slowly lowering down there. Inhale. Tipping up, drawing up. And this time we're going to stay up here. Exhale, keeping the position. Inhale. And exhale. And then one more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. And if you want to, you can just bring your arms up all the way to the top. Again, is that top V position. Checking with that vacuum. Lovely, hold that for as long as you want to, and then inhale and exhale, bringing your arms down. If you want to, you can stay here or come down and just come up on the breath hold. Inhale and exhale. And then we're just going to do one more breath here. Nice slow exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs, arms coming up. Reaching towards your fingertips there. Lovely. When you're ready, we're going to inhale and exhale, come down nice and slowly. And we're going to do the floor stretch just to finish here. So we're going to do the right leg extended with the left over the top. We're going to overlap, so the left hand is going to be nearest to us, to the chin. Elbows out, shoulders nice and heavy towards the floor. Inhale and exhale. We're just going to do one more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs and just make sure you don't arch as you come up. You can draw up just a little bit at the front of the pelvis to stop yourself arching. Come into a stretched position that feels comfortable there. Hold that for as long as is comfortable. Super. And then we're going to keep our arms here. So when you're ready, inhale and exhale. And again, we're just going to do the one more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs here. Feel that length and stretch through the torso there with the arms in the elevated position there. Hold that for as long as it's comfortable, and then we're going to inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down. We're going to switch over the feet, switch over the hands, tuck the toes up just a little bit there. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Arms are coming up slowly. Again, just careful not to arch your back there. Ribs stay on the floor. Shoulders heavy towards the floor there. Lovely. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale. And exhale. And then we're just going to do one more breath here. And exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep this lovely extended position. Feel the ribs nice and open. Feel that length and stretch through the vacuum, through the fascia there. And then we're going to inhale. And exhale, bring your arms down, just hug your knees in towards you. We're just going to do just a gentle rock from side to side there. Lovely, and then just slowly coming up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know how you got on in the comments, and I will see you again soon. Take care, bye.